Once upon a time, uh, there was uh, a, a powerful text, and it was deleted by man because it was so powerful. It could not contain, it cannot reveal itself to man, because if it was, all humanity would be lost forever. So I'm just kidding. So today I'll be talking about the God Code by Gregg Braden. Everybody know in the spiritual world, right? Or the spiritual community, law of attraction. I believe that uh, what is greater than most of the law of attraction books. Well, their law of attraction book is great, but this is greater because it is finding the truth about us, with how we are so amazing creature, how we can create and alchemy to change our life through understanding of the changing the inner world that we have created for ourselves, right? And that this book, I fell in love with this book a long time ago when I was in spiritual awakening, and it makes sense. I was That's why it led me to love uh, reading alchemy and learning about alchemy and the Kabbalah. And uh, the Kabbalah is very interesting read too. I have the book on Kabbalah, the work, uh, and that the God Code is basically saying that the God Code is within us, within man, and that we are, that's why they have, he have the code of, this. I I haven't read this for a long time, but I still remember it till this day. That I still love about this book is that we human, um, this is ancient, like all the thing that we ever study from the Hermetic principles, from the Egyptians, the alchemy, those are our history, our cherished history that we should cherish, because they're telling the story of who we are as a person. And I just read that alchemy, of course, you come to realize that alchemy also is the art of transmutation, transformation, or not transmutation, transformation, but also is philosophy of nature. So you could say that witchcraft is a philosophy of nature. So is the law of attraction. The law of attraction is a philosophy of nature. It is Law of attraction is basically just you're just harnessing nature energy, which it is inside of you, to release that and to stir what they known as the creation of the nothing to something, and it manifests into the physical reality, right? So I'll be reading you some of the amazing things that it stirred me on my journey to the spiritual path of who I am. While the principle of God ultimately implies both male and female, and thus without gender, historic reference suggests that it's the active male principle of God in heaven, and that merged with the receptive female principle of Mother Earth to produce the duality of life that is married into our body. For this is understood that reference throughout this book. Here are reference to the male principle of God in the act of creation only. I like that. Yes, everything has male and female energy. Everything it is. So I like this one. It's very interesting. In the 20th century, witnessed the recovery of some of the most significant, intriguing records of human history, from the lost Bible text of the Dead Sea Scrolls and the translation of thousands of Sumerian tablets to the Gnostic, I think Gnostic knowledge, because I read it somewhere, and New Testaments found Egypt Nag Hammadi Library, a growing body of evidence suggesting that the change of knowledge, linking ancient wisdom with our modern world, has, in fact, been broken on more than one occasion. Each time the records of our past have been deleted, hidden, or rewarded, the mystery of who we are has only been confused further. As much of the way we view our past is based upon incomplete understanding of our past, it should come to as no surprise that many of our specific principles, medical practices, spiritual understanding, and historical facts, as well as how they serve us, also remain incomplete. Perhaps one of the greatest interpretation in our change of knowledge result from the Bible biblical edits of early Christian church in the 4th century. Scholars openly acknowledge that the editing and deletion of material from the early Christian text by a panel that was convinced to the established church doctrine in 325 CE under the direction of the Roman Empire Constantine, the bishop, clergy, and historian that formed the Council of Nice from the present with the daunting task of converting century of disparate religion works into a single document that would be meaningful to the people of their time. Taking consideration to a loose assemblage of parables, teaching, and historical record, many of the books that came to their attention were redundant and poorly written, were overlapping version and repeated story. In the same instance, the council found the text to be so mystical that they were believed to be beyond any practical value, just was the case with the Book of Enoch. As a result of their effort, the council recommended that at least 45 documents removed. The outcome remains with us today in the form of one of the most powerful and controversial book in the history of our world, the Holy Bible. And then, here we are. Until the birth of molecular biology in the 20th century, the idea that we were made of the simplest atom, the dust of the earth, has remained a basic tenet of the human understanding. Perhaps the earliest tradition. What's funny is that I read it somewhere that Adam actually, like, Adam and Eve, Adam is actually Adam, like that we in the universe are made of, right? So then we, our life, then we turn to the earth again. So the overboards, as above, so below. Perhaps the earliest traditions describing this relationship are those of ancient alchemy. In its simplest form, alchemy has been defined as a philosophy of nature. It may also be defined as the use of philosophy to change or transmute matter from form into another. So we can do that by transferring our energy waves. Legend suggests that it was the first member of our species, Adam, that the alchemical secret of heaven and earth were originally revealed, describing the very process responsible for its creation. Hebrew tradition states that an angel greeted Adam at the gate of Eden and instructed him in the mysteries of Kabbalah and the elements. Along with this instruction, the angel offered the promise that when humankind has mastered the wisdom of these inspired arts, the curse of the forbidden fruit would be lifted and man could return to the garden of the Lord. While the source of traditional forms of alchemy is unclear, the beginning of the ancient science are commonly thought to be from the legendary Egypt figure Thor, also known by the name of Tahiti and uh, Jahidi, portrayed upon temple walls in Paris text as the body of man and the head of the long-billed Erebus. Many of the ancient advancements that set Egypt apart from other civilizations of the time are a tribute to the wisdom of Thor. In addition to introducing writings, laws, and medicine to the ancient Egypt, mystical traditions suggest Thor also divulged the alchemical secret of nature. The wisdom of Thoth's secret is to have been recorded as 42 books. There was later incorporated into separate texts known as the Emerald Tablet. As the knowledge of Egypt was assimilated by the Greeks, the alchemical tradition continued as well, with Thoth becoming known as the Greek master of Hermetic principle, which I love. Hermetic principle, arise! Uh, Thoth, arise! Hermetic, tremendous, meaning the three times born. A number of the Hermetic traditions, just as homeopathic medicine, principle of like treats like, and also above as the below continue today. From just legends, it suggests that the science of alchemy is one of the two oldest sciences known to humankind. The second is the study of celestial body known as astrology. Both were believed to be divinely inspired key to be redeeming humankind from the fall, we told happened early history. I like that. That's why I study or read alchemy because it's very interesting the way they. When he wrote it, I was very interested. The mystical science of Kabbalah to preserve the secret of the oldest science during a time when just knowledge often cost people their lives. The meaning of the symbol that formed the traditional alchemy was surrounded in secrecy during the Middle Age. Even today, the detail of the first science remain hidden to exempt those who are directly involved with the tradition to prevent the misuse of its power. Predating traditional alchemy by over 2,000 years, however, an early form of alchemy offers what is perhaps the most complete record of creation, origins, and our relationship to our Creator. This is the portion of Kabbalah that describes the universe using the precise combination of Hebrew letters, the Sephiroth, the Sefer Yasser. I can't even say that. The Tree of Life blueprint of the universe. The narrative of Sephira Yasara begins with a description of the 10 worlds, or Sephira, that define the relationship between the force of creation. Surprisingly, the last theories of creation also state that our universe is made of these 10 domains of energy, 10 dimensions. These subtle words are actually required to explain the observation of quantum physics. The Sephiras are typically represented as spheres, arranged to form the familiar pattern of true life. From this tree, the teaching of Kabbalah offering meaning reverence the context of daily life. And then he have the tree of life. And also we have the tree of life within us. And that's also include the chakras. Naruto 2. Each Sephirah represent as a particular attribute with which God created the universe and that we aspire to our lives. For example, the second and the third Sephirah Bina and Hakna are exemplified through the principle of understanding and wisdom, while the fourth and fifth Sephiroth of Gerfur and Hesed represent the quality of judgment and mercy. The second chapter of the text makes the first clear connection between the mystical nature of the tree of life and something more concrete in our world. The clue is in the first three letters that God used to create the world, known in the Hebrew alphabet as the mother letter, Alph, A, M, and Sh. Although each of the remaining 19 letters of the alphabet is imbued with its own power and significance, this book will focus upon these first three and their very special place in creation. In no uncertain term, the text state that it's through these letters, these alone, that the mystery of creation may be traced into its origin. The three mothers are immediately linked to the familiar alchemical elements of creation: fire, air, water. Within the same airbender, fire bending, water bending, clarify the relationship to the universe and beyond. The three basic A, M, and Sh are great concealed mystery, exalt secret from which element fire, breath, water from which it was created. And then the last but not least, the name of God is in the body of man. The single name was Treka, Teka, yeah, I can't even say it. Not Hetron, but Grammaton. YHVE, the timeless name of Yahweh. The timeless name of God. And even closer, and well, I don't know if to say Yahweh, but in an even closer examination of the actual letter that formed the name of God in the body of man clarifies precisely what this ancient religion says to us today. While the original version of the Bible text fully acknowledged God name as Yahweh, they also refer to the shortened version as YH, as this person noted. Scholars generally accept name to Yahweh, YHVH and YH as interchangeable when translated. The name YH may be read as the internal. Although the specific may vary across time and culture. In the modern English, the meaning of the word eternal clearly implies an existence have no beginning and or no ending function beyond. Thus, the Ouroboros. The limitation of time is precisely this eternal aspect that common to both of the name of God, WHVH, and the human body, WHVG, as indicated by unknown letters. Through both the secret code of antiquity and the literally translation of DNA as alphabet, we show that something out of existence remain lasting eternal. We share that never-ending quality with our Creator through a full 50% element that define our genetic code. YHVH, the name of God. YHVG, the name of man. YH, God eternal form, one human God name and the name coded into the cell. This is a great book. If you want it, you can get it. It's where my spiritual path begins. Okay, so today, um, I would like to say that we as a whole are connected. Like we hear this all the time, but we precisely don't know how much we're connected with. We are connected to the source. Uh, we are made from the energy which it gave life to us, meaning that we came out of the Big Bang. The particle, whatever, are made within us, and how special we are to use this gift of life that we breathe into it and we create. We could think about it. If we are told that we are God with the, are, connected with, the source, and the source in the universe is always creating, why cannot we create which we want in life? Why do we look as if we cannot have that power? We can mold things and shape it what we will and turn it for what we see in our mind and mold it into the physical reality that which our source has gave us, and which is life. And life is so precious and we take it for granted that we should not take it for granted, but we should create it to, life was made not to work as a slave or be controlled or mind controlled by the systems of the matrix, because we are living in the matrix which dominate. You'll see people, they act like robots, they act like slaves, they 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 everything around them control how they perceive the world. That is mind control. They control your perception through via the TV, the social media, the news that people play on the background, the radio, everything is a virus. That's why I don't watch it, because whatever you put into your mind, it's how you see the world, it's how you act, and how you transmute your energy. So you attract onto you your life experience. And today, Lisa, give me thank you, Lisa, for giving me the permission to. Um, this is what she write, because a lot of people who are, quote unquote spiritual, it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be mad. It's okay, because I feel like a lot of people who have a lot of ego, they push away from the feeling that they need to have, right? So here's what she said. Sometimes I become overwhelmed and need to be alone to sort out my feelings. Sometimes I get stuck. Sometimes I say things I shouldn't say. My point is, being spiritual and having an understanding of the universe and greater purpose does not negate the fact that we are human beings here for this period in time, and we will have ups and downs. All of us, every one of us, is going to be tested and challenged throughout this journey. We will not always have this ideal way that so-called spiritual person should, according to many. Yes, that is true. I feel like too many people who are like way up here, like spiritual, and think like they're like um they're condescending to people. And I also say it doesn't matter um whether you're spiritual or not. you're the same thing. You're the same that person who's struggling. Everybody struggle, and I think that we have to have empathy for people, because we are struggle too. We have emotion that sometimes things doesn't go our way, and sometimes we feel like it should, and we want to be in control. Meaning, the thing is, we can have control that make you more happier. But the thing was, we try to control the outcome, which sometimes it should be flow, right? And sometimes we want everything to be detailed. And she said that uh, this is completely okay. It doesn't make you any less going through least lower power points. What it does do is give us room for self evaluation, introspection, and personal growth. This is how we learn balance. Thank you for reading this. If you made this far, I hope that this status helped someone today who may be feeling like me. Namaste. Yes, because I'm introverted and I need to sort out my feelings too. And I believe that too many people in the spiritual world, in the spiritual context, saying the answers within all of us, but it's outside of us. It's balance. I feel like we go out of balance. We go to the extreme without the practicality of things. We want to say it this way, but it doesn't feel like that. We have control. We have control within our world. Yes, but we can become frustrated sometimes. Most of the time, yes, everyone. But then, because life is about ups and downs, so is as entrepreneur, right? It go up and down. But that does not mean that you know if we are here to create, then I think that we should do something that within our heart. That's creation. When we create something out of the no thing to the physical from our heart, it means meaningful to us and how we live our life. And I really love that book, alchemy, and all the ancient stuff. That's because the Bible have full wisdom that we take for granted. People may read the book, but they don't know. Just the same thing as personal development. They may read the book, they don't know. They may do all these stuff, they don't know. True knowledge is about taking the action on it. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.